June is just around the corner, and there's so many exciting things coming to Ark. This video is meant to talk about the things that we know and expect to see this month, and the things we should find out more information about. So, if you find yourself enjoying this video, please use a dodo to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Also, make sure to go check out some of the other videos on my channel, like my guide to Genesis Part 1, my breeding guides, and so much more. Now, let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is it's Ark's birthday. On June 2nd, 2015, Ark Survival Evolved made its debut in early access. That means this year will be 11 years since Ark first let us spawn on the beach, only to be greeted by a world of terrifying dinosaurs and fantastic creatures. So what can we expect? In past years, we've gotten a birthday event that includes boosted rates, emotes, chibis, skins, colors, items, and the party dodo. We're likely going to get an announcement about this in this week's Community Crunch, so stay tuned to see what Wildcard has in store for us this year. Next up, let's talk about Genesis and Bob's True Tales. The thing everyone is waiting to hear more about is Genesis 1 and the DLC Bob's True Tales. We can definitely expect some more information on both of these things as they are slated to release on June 25th. I get asked a lot of questions about what is paid and what is free, so before we talk about what we can expect, let me explain what we do know. Genesis Part 1 is a free map for everyone in ASA. This goes for every ASE official map that was released back in ASE and is coming to ASA. All of those maps are free. The only thing that is paid are special DLCs and any new maps that Wildcard creates or brings to us. That means not only are we getting the revamped map for Genesis Part 1, but we're also getting the new Paleoctopus, which will be ready to grab you when Genesis releases. Now let's talk about the paid DLC for Genesis. Similar to how Bob's Tall Tales was the paid DLC for Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction, Bob's True Tales is the paid DLC for Genesis Part 1 and Genesis Part 2, which will be coming next year. Each of these DLCs comes with a paid creature and a bunch of items that I'm going to talk about. But what you need to know is that for this one, we are getting the Tide Pup for Genesis Part 1. So that's the information that we do know. Let's talk about what we can expect to find out this month, because there's quite a few really awesome things. In addition to the 11th anniversary event for Ark, we are likely to hear about this year's Summer Bash event. While this event typically takes place the first 2 weeks of July, Wildcard should be sharing some details and information on it a little bit later in the month. There's nothing better to get you in the mood for Genesis and the summer than a super fun event like Summer Bash. In terms of Genesis 1, I do expect us to see some information and maybe some teasers as we move into the release. As I mentioned, this map is coming out on June 25th, and while we would love to have a trailer sooner rather than later, in ASA, Wildcard doesn't really usually drop trailers until the actual map or DLC release. We obviously know they are changing the map and the way it works, but apart from a single picture, we haven't gotten much else, and Wildcard has been pretty quiet overall. Hopefully they feed us some breadcrumbs soon, because I'm super excited for the map. I have already created a guide based on what the ASE version of Genesis 1 looked like, which goes over the biome-specific creatures, X variants, engrams, and the mission system. So if you never played ASE's Genesis Part 1, or it's been a while like it was for me, I recommend checking it out because Genesis 1 is like no other story map in Ark. Finally, let's talk about Bob's True Tales. Something we might see soon is the ability to pre-order Bob's True Tales. While no price has been released yet for this DLC, Bob's Tall Tales was $29.99 USD and included the DLCs for Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction. Bob's True Tales is expected to cover Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, and the DLC for Genesis 1 is called Tides of Fortune. We can expect it to bring with it new skins, structures, items, and of course, the Tide Pup. It's likely that the price for Bob's True Tales will be around the same as Bob's Tall Tales, or slightly less as it's only covering 2 maps instead of 3. And there we have it. That's what we know is coming in June 2026, and what I expect we'll be getting very, very soon. I'd love to know what you think about Genesis 1 and everything that's to come in the comments, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. And hopefully I'll see you in Genesis.